Well, the day before yesterday, I got a call from one of my best friends from kindergarten, and it's amazing that we still keep in touch. And our friendship is just as good now as it was then, even though we've grown to be so different as men. But nevertheless, he called me. I didn't take his call at the time because for some reason I tried to hit the button and it didn't work. But anyway, forgot to call him right back, called him back the next day, and we talked and we had a good conversation. And so he told me that he was going in the following day, which would be yesterday, um, to do a sermon uh, for his church. Well, I mean, technically, it wasn't a sermon. He was actually going in at the request of his pastor to speak with the congregation. Now, the interesting thing about this brother, and myself included, is we both are very philosophical. One reason I'm doing this YouTube channel is because I feel I have a lot to say about a lot of subjects. In fact, I usually have something to say about every subject. Um, but hopefully it comes in handy on this channel. Um, and hopefully I'm able to give you guys something of value. But however, so we got in what I call one of these philosophical, spiritual sparring sessions. We were just doing our best to share with each other our own viewpoints, which both of us have so many thoughts that it was amazing. So anyway, we got into a lot of conversations, and ironically, um, he goes and he does the speech for the church, and then he sends me a copy of it today, and I go back and look at it, and interestingly, a lot of what we talked about was also shared in the speech. Now, I'm not saying that at all to say that he took what we were saying and made a speech out of it. No, what I'm actually saying is I'm realizing after looking at the tape that a lot of what he was saying, he had done a lot of thinking about in preparation for this speech. Now, also part of this story is I got some Chinese food today, and you always get a fortune cookie, and so I got this fortune cookie today. Well, I got this fortune out of the fortune cookie today, and it says you will learn new skills from an old friend soon. Now, I thought that was kind of prophetic, that I got this, this fortune in my fortune cookie. Now, so I thought about it, and I said, I'm gonna make a video about this, because when I watched my friend from kindergarten's, when I watched the video of his speech, it was really good, and he almost sounded like a seasoned pastor or minister, and, just a showman. In fact, we used to have a little rap group back in the day. He and I and a couple more friends. So he's always been one for the mic. So I figured he was gonna, he was gonna raise the roof and turn it out, and he did. So I watched the video this morning, and I was very impressed. And he actually made me think deeper about some of the things we were talking about. Of course, he was in the church and he was talking about God, and from a religious standpoint, he was talking about loving your neighbor as yourself. That was his basic thing. And so it a couple things happened. Well, the first thing, the part of this story that I didn't tell you is when I woke up this morning and did my meditation and went on my morning walk, as I was doing my affirmations, something clicked, and I realized that the universe is something very special. Although that sounds kind of cliche, or it just sounds like old news. Duh, the universe is special. Well, in this moment, I saw something that I felt like it might do some good to share with other people. And it goes back to, what this fortune cookie says is that I would learn a new skill from an old friend. Well, I feel like, with that morning meditation in combination with watching his video, some things clicked. So what I saw was, first of all, life is about relating. All right. So your relationship to things is what's really at play. And the thing that you have the greatest relationship with, maybe without knowing, is the universe. And you have that relationship through yourself. You have that relationship with the universe through yourself. And so it dawned on me that, as I was contemplating and trying to learn as much as I could from this moment, that it's so important that, it's so important what we focus our minds on. And the reason I'm saying that is I want to also give credit to my friend's speech, because he talked about, you know, um, loving God with all your heart, soul, and mind. And so all of these things kind of came together as a nice soup for me, and I'm gonna share with you guys a little bit of the flavor. So what it made me think about was how important our minds are and what we allow to rest on our minds, or what we allow our minds to feed and feast on, right? And why the mind is so important is because the universe is the collection of all of the things that the Most High created. And in that creation is far more uh, depth than we could ever discuss verbally and probably ever know. But in there is everything that we need, everything that we are, everything that we have, everything that we ever want is in the universe, is inside the universe. So it dawned on me that the Creator had created this universe as a support system for the life vision that He fulfilled with this creation of the planet. And the first relationship that us as people have is to the earth itself. You hear people say we come from the dust, or we come from the dirt, the soil, and if in the event someone's body is no longer able to function and it fails them, in other words, expires um, prematurely, then that body is put back into the earth, and the earth reabsorbs it, and life goes on. And a lot of people know that the spirit still exists, and all of these things were something he was talking about, but I'm just rambling about another perspective. And so it's important how we move about it, because you're dealing with yourself even when you're dealing with other things in this life. All right, especially people. All right. So also then he also talked about love being the greatest form of service. And so if you watch to the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what I think about love. So I'm going to make this a dual um, concept video. I was going to break it up into two videos, but I figured, you know what? I will reward everybody who watches to the end, and I'll go ahead and give my take on love itself, because it's a really powerful take. All right, so quickly, um, I want to get back to the universe. So, because the universe is a collection of all of God's creations, both spiritual, physical, and otherwise, we have to make sure that we are speaking correctly or relating correctly to all that we are. Number one, we need to make sure we're relating to ourselves properly, meaning we need to be careful about what we think. And I want to break down this word universe. Now, sometimes this gets me in trouble, but as a kid, I always just looked at words and tried to figure out what they were really saying. Forget the Webster Dictionary. I see two words. I see uni and I see verse. And what does that make me think about? Well, the uni makes me think about one. Everything is just one. All right. So that's the point I'm making. But then this verse makes me think about a song, and how the verse of the song kind of directs the plot of the, of the music of the record. It directs the listener's imagination. So I'm a musician. I'm a producer as well, music producer. So a lot of times I think of things in relationship to music. So this universe concept was an easy one to latch onto because I felt like the verse section was just so familiar to me. I always, when I'm writing songs, I'm always thinking of what am I trying to say? Where am I trying to go with this? So the universe, meaning if everything is one, and this is a script that's being played out, almost a song written by you, and all of us playing are living in harmony, meaning that we all play a role in writing this universal script, right? So your ideas affect the outcome of the song or the harmony of the arrangement. So I was doing my affirmations and I realized that these affirmations really do it's almost like they brainwash you. They brainwash me into changing my normal thought patterns. And I realized through meditation and watching my thoughts that a lot of times my thought patterns are really not my friend. They're not really doing me the best service. And it could be things that I learned as a kid. I'm not really sure. But sometimes when I'm meditating and then I'm doing affirmations, I realize that, man, I'm oftentimes thinking very negatively. And it's not that I'm intending to. Before I even think, something negative has popped up, or I'll start worrying. And usually you're worrying about something negative. You're never worrying about something really fun happening. You're just worrying about something that you think you don't have enough of, or you can't fulfill, or something you can't do. But if you understand the purpose of the universe, God put this universe together to support life, support his creation of life. He didn't just create life and then leave, everything to chance. He actually put a complete package together, and we call it the universe. And so God created the universe for us to be a part of, right? So that being said, um, everything is is like a symphony. All of the parts of the universe fit together like a symphony. And it's so important for us to learn how to stay in key, how to play in key, how to get in key, or how to be in harmony with the best outcome. And the first thing you have to do to be in harmony with the best outcome is you have to imagine the best outcome. You really have to work on not allowing negative thoughts to be your constant mantra every day. You got to make sure that your thoughts are positive. And it's hard to do that sometimes. That's why we use affirmations and meditation, really, to learn how to do that. Because once you meditate and you start to watch your thoughts, you start to realize that they are not ever controlled by you. In fact, most of the time they control you, right? A thought comes out of, we say it comes out of left field. It comes out of the left side of your viewpoint, and then it's in the middle, and now you're chasing it down the way. And sometimes you can't even do anything about the thought or what you're thinking about. And then that causes fear and doubt and worry and all of this stress. And now the stress is just like a song that's out of key, or somebody who can't sing. Imagine yourself as, when you're not thinking positively, you are making music in the universe the way someone who can't sing or can't play an instrument it would be doing it, right? So now you're out of key. You're out of harmony. Your song doesn't make sense. And it's because you're thinking these thoughts that aren't even your thoughts. Oftentimes they're a result of something you've seen or you heard, or something that happened to you, or something you're that you fear is gonna happen. But for the most part, these aren't even your thoughts, and you have to meditate to realize that these thoughts are always coming. They're always firing off. In meditation, when you try to still or stop your thoughts, you realize they're always firing off, just constantly. And then when you do finally calm down to where you're as peaceful as, a stream, then all of a sudden you see a thought just shoot by real quick. And you're like, wow, I was really being still and I was really not thinking anything. And that thought just raced by. So the thing is, we add these affirmations, constantly saying positive things. And it's good sometimes if you get you some headphones and just listen to them, because you may not have the capability, just like you might not have the capability to sing like a professional or play an instrument like a professional right now. You may need some instruction. So you probably want to get you some headphones and pull up some of these videos on YouTube, or go buy you some affirmations, or go download you some affirmations, and do whatever you got to do to start training your mind to think positive. And that's when you'll have control of your thoughts, when you actually tell yourself what to think, and you do this against the will of the mind, or the normal habit of the mind. When you do that, now you're in control of your thoughts. And then what will happen is your thoughts, however they relate to the universe, whatever connection God has given, your thoughts when it comes to the universe. And what I mean by that is, when you think something, it's very likely that it'll come to pass. If you think about something negative, you'll find that negativity just shows up. If you think about positive, you might not have tried it very much, but positivity will show up. Just imagine, when you're a kid, you're going to the pool and you show up at the pool and everybody's there having fun at a birthday party, and all of a sudden you're thinking positive. Nothing bad ever happens. Nothing bad ever happens. You don't get in trouble. Nobody's mad. Everything's fun. Same thing with, life as an adult. Most of the time when you're totally thinking positive, good things just seem to follow your positive thought. Now, what you may not know is, no matter whether you're going through hard times, rough times, good times, bad times, no matter what, you can still be thinking positive and ignore the thought that prevails based on what your reality may be. And another thing about the universe, your thoughts play a part, right? They are commanding a certain wave to go out in the universe. So you're making noise with your thoughts. You're making universal noise with your thoughts. Now, the idea is to make universal music. But if you're thinking negatively, then those waves are going to be sorry, they're going to be painful, they're going to be fearful, they're going to be negative. They're not going to have a good effect. And what's going to happen is your mind is going to start to see more negativity, and then it's going to feed off of that, and it's going to fire off more negative thoughts. And if you, the actual thinker, are sitting there and willing and allowing this to happen, then you'll snowball into possibly depression. It may not be, permanent depression, but oftentimes you'll walk around with the, everything's okay. So life's just okay type of attitude, instead of life being really awesome and great. This great opportunity you have. Maybe you don't have money. Maybe you don't have a car. Maybe you don't have somebody you love. Maybe you don't have somebody that you miss, whatever. You're still a part of the greatest thing ever, the universe. And it's not just you. When you think about you, the universe means it's all one. So if you like Elon Musk because he's the richest man in America, well, guess what? In the universe, you are Elon Musk. If you like LeBron James because he's the best basketball player in the NBA, or has been, then in the universe, you are LeBron James. If you like, Michael Jackson, if you like Trump, if you like Obama, if you like a female, some girl you want to be with, guess what? In the universe, you are already one. So this can help you do without things that you may want. Sometimes you may say, well, when you don't understand that you are the same as your neighbor, You may look at somebody who seems to have it made. They're getting a lot of valuable things, and you don't have the resources to get those things. So it might make you jealous, right? But when you understand that universally, you guys are part of the same band, you guys are part of the same show. Their success is actually your success, but you only get that sensation when you realize that the reality is this is a universe. We're all making one song together, and we're all one. All right. So that's to say that you have to really think positive. Okay. And you might not be able to do it on your own. So when you look around, and when you feel the wind blowing, and you look down and you look at the ground you're walking on, or you see somebody you like, or you hear something you like, or you just dream of something big. After this, I want you to think about it as you. You are yourself. When you see that person on the street that's struggling, trying to make ends meet, maybe they don't deserve the money they're asking for, maybe they don't deserve the help they're asking for, but I want you to understand that that is also you, and you will know in that thought process what to do. you know you can it will also lead to you having more forgiveness of others. When you look in the mirror, no matter what you've done, you usually can let yourself off the hook. You can find some good in yourself, because no matter whether you're struggling with something or not, that you are not worthless. So you will bounce back when it comes to giving yourself forgiveness or giving yourself a pass. And I also want to say, just in case you aren't someone who has it has an easy time forgiving yourself, make sure you do that, because this oneness causes forgiveness. And that's why you need to forgive, because really, if you don't forgive, then this universe can never be right. This beautiful symphony orchestra of organisms and materials and life and minerals and forces and spirits and light and all of this and galaxies, none of this can be right if you don't forgive. Because if you don't forgive, then you're separating yourself. You're now causing a whole new creation. You're being God now. You're playing God now. You are causing the outcome of this symphony to not be complete. It is not the symphony orchestra of the universe is not capable of creating oneness if you separate yourself and you don't allow yourself to see that other person as you. See that earth as you. See that material thing as you. See that thing that you want as you. See that thing that you don't have or that you miss as you. It completes the entire symphony. It completes the entire song. So now the one verse that we're all singing sounds good. All right. Now, since you made it this far, I want to tell you a little bit about love, because the other side of this coin is love. All right. Now, most people think of love as a noun, a Noun. I don't think of it that way. I think love is a verb. All right. It's an action. It's not a thing. It's an action. A lot of people have found the superficial love, meaning the feelings they get from thinking that someone is actually doing something for them. They consider that love, and that means that you now have to keep living up to someone's expectation for you to actually be practicing love. But I think love is an action, and my definition of love is to give without expectation of anything in return. That is true love, and that goes back to the oneness, seeing others as yourself. If you're giving to yourself, you really don't need anything in return. If you pick up, let's say, um, I don't know, let's say you go and buy yourself something to eat. Well, you don't need to pay yourself back because you are one, and what you did was for you. So you don't have to get anything back from it. So I want to say that in this oneness, in this universal concept, uh, you really don't have to need or want for anything. There is no lack in this universe. There are just results of your thinking. And you might find that if there's anything wrong, it's your initial thought, because you are controlling a lot of what's going on around you, because you are connected directly to your environment. You're walking on the ground, you're eating your food that comes from the ground, you're breathing air that comes from the sky, you're under the sun that's right there as a part of the earth compilation. So, really, um, it's all just you. And if you don't know that, then you will find yourself living a depressed, lonely, um, miserable life. All right. Maybe you'll get lucky and you'll have some material things until they run out. But as soon as you don't get what you want, as soon as you don't have enough, you're back to square one. You're not happy anymore. Well, the key to happiness, folks, is oneness. In this universe, we're all one. And love is to give without expecting anything in return. And if you will do that, give without expecting anything in return, and everybody, share this video with everybody. If everybody will understand that their thoughts are the maestro, their thoughts are the conductor of this universal symphony orchestra that is in there, that they're a part of, then what you'll find is, if we all just think positive and think correctly and give without expecting anything in return, and see everything on this planet and a part of this universe as ourselves, and know that there is no lack, because it's already you that you want. It's already you that you have, and it's you that you don't have. If we understand that, life is perfect. It's already fulfilled. Every desire is fulfilled. Every need is fulfilled. And now the creator himself is fulfilled. So if you got any value out of this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you share this video. And I'm hoping to do a better job delivering my story so that you feel good about sharing. And you're not just doing it because I asked. But don't feel bad if you're doing it because I asked, because guess what? I'm asking you, and I am you. So you're sharing with me what we have to offer. All right. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.